Hello, and welcome back to the Painscreek killings. As usual after the video, I have been going over the notes, trying to place new information here and there, trying to make sense out of it, as at this point I ran out of tools or keys or whatnot. And there is this particular note that simply does not make any sense to me, because I wrote down every single locked door, chest, or safe that we have encountered, right? In like the amount of is staggering. I'm at a loss a little bit. I'm not sure at this moment. The Occam's razor tells me that most of these drawers will remain locked, and that is normal. Because the other explanation is that I missed a ton of stuff. And I do not want to accept that other explanation. Could be that that all comes down later down the line. Only one way to find out. But in no particular order, I have sheriff's files where I need 4-digit combination, Scott's safe 4-digit combination, confession lockers in the church 6 digits. We know that that's Calvin's date of birth, but I don't know it yet. Matthew's desk, Father Matthew's desk, which requires 4-digit combination. We have different glove boxes and tool boxes. We have in the mansion we have a gallery safe, which requires a 6-digit combination. We have a second part of the cemetery where we need a key. We have mansion garden shed where we need a 4-digit combination. There is a locked drawer in Vivian's tea room, which requires a key. There is another door in master bedroom in the mansion, which also seem to be locked. In Trisha's room we have a bedside drawer which is locked, and a music box locked as well. We have 2 study desks in Charles' study in the mansion and in Bernard's study in his own home. Both require 4-digit combination. Now I will get back to this note in a moment, because we also have post boxes in the inn. Each of them require key. There is a garage or attic area in the mansion which also requires a key. There is mentioned guest room on the 2nd floor. We need a key. And in the backyard of the mansion there is another part to a garden or a maze or whatnot. And you need a key for that as well. Now, there are 2 study rooms. One in the mansion of Charles and one is Bernard's. And they have 4-digit combinations. Now, this note, if I refer to the only darts that I've ever seen in the courtyard, will land me only with 3 digits, or 45. Now, I mean, no worries, just shove a 0 in front, right? So what I will do, I also want to revisit the Scott's safe in the church and punch the combination, some random dates in there, and see if they will land me a hit. If nothing happens, I will just cut out my wandering about. If not, you'll see. Yep, that's the plan. have tried the combinations I wanted to try. I have tried punching 1203 that I found mysteriously scribbled on one of the church stones into every 4-digit padlock I could ever find. Naturally, did not produce any results. I've been thinking that so far every save and generally every locked container, we have either been given a code explicitly in a diary, or we did not encounter anything. So I am inclined to believe that perhaps we will be given the keys or the codes to all of that eventually. Whose house is that? 40... Is it Black Pine Road? Probably. Then this will be Dorothy Pattinson. Our head servant. Does she hide the key anyway? I don't think so. Does that stone look suspicious to you? Oh well, I am heading generally towards the hospital, because that's where they say there was Trisha's room, right? Plus Vivian spent some time there, plus the good doctor is there. It's a separate big area, so that's gonna be fun. Coolio. I am not sure why I do things that I do, so I cannot explain why I search behind the dumpster. Maybe it's some kind of like gamer instinct. I mean, that is also the reason why I'm trying to punch the random 4 digits I found scribbled on the side of the building to every padlock. I simply believe that there must be a reason why the game was designed this way. Ooh, yep. I believe that's from one of the photos that the detective made on the 2nd of April 1997. Someone jumps off. When I was going over the notes, there was a newspaper clipping, right? Pre-death to strike Painscreek in less than a year. So in a scope of almost 2 months, there is a death of Andrew Reed. Then Henry Johnson dies. But yeah, we can actually go through newspapers. Look, June 7, Andrew Reed body found in his burnt home. Though burnt body does not mean that it was Andrew. Anyway, something to ponder later. Then we have Mr. Johnson, who drowns, and he last checked in the hospital on June 28th, and he found on July 13. And then July 19, Vivian Roberts is dead. Why do these pages do not have anything? They do not have date. Ugh. But then, 2 years later, somebody jumps off. Yeah, creepy hospitals. My favorite. Every video game that allows you to visit a creepy abandoned hospital is immediately becomes my favorite. And that is, of course, sarcasm. I do not like hospitals. I spent a while in my childhood in hospitals because I have an ulcer. I did not have fun. Base occupancy. Year, tell me the year. 102 Wanda. 2-1 Teresa and Jair. 203 Trisha Roberts. 204 Sharon B. 206 Harold H. Okay. If Father Matthew forgets his key, place it under the flower pot next to the church. Okay, so hospital also points you to the church. That's nice. Visitor's book. Which goddamn year is that? So Father Matthew, 6:30 in the morning? Or might be in the evening. September 30th. He visits Trisha. And then almost a week later he visits her again. AM or PM? Because if this is PM, that's damn late. And if this is AM, that's damn early. Yolanda Harris meets Harold Mason. Somehow these last names ring a bell. Oh well. These two are interesting, so they are visitors but not to the patient. Please do it again. 2 months later. Okay. Ex nihilo fit. $1964. Huh. I mean, this must be important, eh? And then we have the hospital itself with exam rooms and other stuff, right? Nurse station, restrooms. This is creepy as all hell. I can tell you that much. The creepy music doesn't help. Why didn't you open all the way? Ugh. I made a photo, by the way. Where was this thing? Oh Or did I make a photo of this thing? God damn it. So yeah, 102, that's Wanda Taylor, right? And we have her diary. But nothing else. What is this arrangement? Okay, these are the drawers. This is just to maybe roll this thing around. Anyway. November 15, 1995. Okay, that's the horrible year when everybody dies. Derrick visits me every day. Sometimes he smuggles the snacks that I like, knowing that I would never get them from the nurses. Other times he brings me flowers. They smell so wonderful. He knows that I love sense and sensibility and reads me a chapter or two every time he's here. If he doesn't have to drive Charles for a few days, he stays past visiting hours and sleeps on the armchair, tending to my needs during the night and gives the nurses a break. He's such a good kid. This is just heartbreaking, like the diary of a cancer patient on the verge of their death. My hair is falling off more. I really don't like the chemotherapy sessions, they make me throw up afterwards. Every time Derrick visits me, it pains me to see him holding back his tears. I want to comfort him, saying that I'm getting better, but my appearance betrays me. December 16. Sometimes I wonder if my life had any meaning at all. Having mostly worked my whole life for the Roberts family, what will people say at my funeral? Will Derrick think of me as a mother who was always there for him? Could have done so much more. If only there was more time. Well, at least I don't have opportunity to unlock it. And I don't see anything of note inside. This must be our nearest station. Cool. 8 is the lobby, so yeah, I went counterclockwise. Then I assume is nurse room, yes. With doctor's office, stairs C, emergency room, and then if we continue, we will come across operations room. 1 and 7, so that's cafeteria and kitchen, then medical records, that could be interesting. Exam rooms 102, 101 and 102. Patient room 101, another stairs, and elevator. Coolio. Then the second floor, if we start in the same manner, we will see patient room 205. So big. Okay, 207. It's mostly just patient's room, right? So just 12 is the rehab equipment storeroom and rehab room. Okay. And 14 restrooms. Yes, so those are just all patient rooms. Coolio. And we have here stairs A. Stairs A. Yeah, the first corner, okay. Southwest. Electric control room, mortuary. I mean, basement might be more prudent to visit at first. A Ghost Rio, In Search for the Truth of the Dead by Rebecca Bloomfield. What happens when a person dies? Does the soul leave the body and head towards some far-off light? These are questions that mankind has been asking since the beginning of our existence, and yet there is still no concrete scientific explanation that can prove that such things exist. But what if they're real? More importantly, what if that person has unfinished business here on the earthly plane? According to Nathaniel Anderson, a spiritualist and writer of Spirits of the Dead, the spirit world is very real and everyone is destined to go there after leaving their physical body. However, when people die with resentment in their heart, they are unable to pass through the gates towards their designated realm in the spirit world. This is due to the things that they were affected by while they were here on Earth. We call these lost souls ghosts. They are spirits in an unhealthy state. Some of them seek revenge, but almost all of them seek some form of resolution. Depending on the level of hurt they received before passing and their level of maturity while on Earth, levels of resolution range from lesser indemnity to greater indemnity. Sure, buddy. Medical record room. I ran out of spots to write down which lockers are still locked. Nice. You must be shitting me. Right. So, nurse room. That is 4 key combinations and keys. That's kind of a lot, you know? I will need a whole separate page on how many keys I need if I'm ever to open every single drawer over here. Which, as I said, like another possible explanation is that you don't need to open every single drawer. That it will work out simply in the way the life works out most of the time. Okay. This is the place where the photo has been taken. So we presume that somebody jumped over here, right? Though there is no body or anything. I mean, there is a body mark, but it's in front of the hospital, not over here where it's supposed to be according to the photo. Well, okay, on the photo you saw a person standing on the roof, not necessarily jumping off the roof. So that would be one explanation. Okay. I assume that path over there is blocked. This piano really gets on my nerves. Like I'm afraid to turn around one moment and there will be like some kind of maniac behind me with a knife. I mean, somebody did murder 3 people over the course of 1 month. Well, we know that Dr. Johnson was, well, we don't know, but we are highly suspicious that it was Vivian who offed Dr. Johnson. The question is, of course, why? He was helping her all this time. But then he might also have been blackmailing her in order to embezzle freely all the money from the Relief Foundation. Maybe she had enough of this. Medical records. Tell me everything. Shit. Raymond Brown. No idea about this dude. Date of birth. Heart disease. Patient needs to be maintained daily. He relies heavily on his medication and without the appropriate care he could die. Prescribe Maureen Hamby. Patient requests confidentiality of this report. Prescription drug prior author request form. Pixaban. Wanda Tyler. Date. That was 82, by the way. That is 92. Yep. Cancer. Prescribed by Henry Johnson. Family physician. I mean, come on, this is really everything? There must be something more that I'm missing here. Maybe this brown dude is important. This is Maureen. Could she have used her last digits of the phone number as her padlock number? Kyle Thornton. Who's that? 82. Stroke. Age. Marlon Fox. I expect to find here Father Calvin date of birth. Becca Hunter. Seizure. 25. James Comley. Nothing is specified for him. Bonnie Ramsey. Heart disease. Andrew Reed. Okay, that might be interesting. Alcohol dependence, mental or emotional illness unstable. Henry Johnson. Okay. Jason Gomez. Date 93. That was 94. Okay. Diabetes. Okay. Wanda Tyler. Prescription drug. Cetoxan. Raymond Brown. Apixaban. Kyle Thornton. Team Vasta Team. Okay. Kyle Thornton. Bonnie Ramsey, Andrew Reid. Brazoime. Which drug he has been using? Zanard. Physician name and address. I saw. Okay, I saw Kyle Thornton on restriction or limitations permanent. Okay. Andrew Reid. These are disability leave forms. And this is it, so no Father Comley records over here. God damn it. Okay, this is by far the most confusing room.
Hello again, Miss Roberts. How are you doing? What should we talk about today? The nurses have notified me that you haven't been eating your meals. Is there something wrong with the food? We know that currently this is a rough time for you. Your father has been asking for you. He wants to know if he can talk to you.
This is about Trisha. Can somebody let Catherine know that I found her missing pin and I placed it in one of the drawers of the lobby? If she's wondering, I found it in the basement storage. She needs to take better care of her things. Missing pin is in one of the drawers in the lobby. I checked these drawers, did I not? I don't see any pin anywhere. Oh, okay, maybe. Catherine, 1964. Yes. May 19, 1993. Norma Jefferson was admitted to PCH, Painscreek Community Hospital, at 10:24 a.m. Thank you for the proper time notation. Your son found her on the side of the bed and immediately called us. We tried to reach Dr. Johnson, but were not able to. Why? After the third try, we gave up and called Dr. Schneider, who was not supposed to be on duty. It's the third time that we failed to reach Dr. Johnson. He's never been unreachable this many times before. That feels super important because I know that the dude dies. Do I have any notes on the guy in 1993? I know that in around February 17, Vivian learns about embezzlement. Okay, that could explain why Mr. Johnson wasn't available. Maybe he was trying to deal with this problem. June 4. Susan has been sick 3 days in a row. With Catherine calling in sick at the last moment, tonight's staff will be extremely short-handed. I have agreed to do double shifts this weekend. June 20th. It is unfortunate that 8-year-old Timothy Scott drowned. Rumor was that he was trying to retrieve his toy and lost his grip. He was alone while everyone else was playing in the playground. His body was found 3 hours later in the river near the hunting cabin. Okay, no, I don't know this kid. It's another kid that went missing. It's not this kid. June 26. I was at the end of the hallway when I saw a young lady standing outside Dr. Johnson's office. It was 11:15 p.m. and the visiting hours were over. I called out to her, turned to me and promptly walked away. I couldn't be exactly sure, but I thought she looked drenched. I looked out of the window. It wasn't raining. What the What kind of supernatural stuff is this? Drenched woman by Johnson's office. Do I have her name, by the way? No, it will be logbook, so it will be over here, right? Yep. Why was a person drenched if there was no rain outside? Explanation. Kowalski, analysis. Which room are we interested in? Probably 203. 203 must be the most important one. But of course, it has to be locked. So I need to write it down. The list of locked doors just keeps growing, seemingly exponentially. And that just scares me. I'm not comfortable when it grows that much. Harold Mason. These last few months gave me time to reflect for quite some time. When one comes to the understanding that soon my body will be no more and I will return to the earth, the question arises of the purpose we fragile beings have in this life. How my soul yearns for those joyful moments with the loved ones when I was ignorant of such incomprehensible matters. And now I sit here, just waiting for death, knowing that I will never have a second chance. If only I could express what I feel to my wife, kids, people I once called friends, maybe I can feel comfort. My body may be old to travel, but at least I can send something to them. A nurse has helped me prepare a package to send. I'll see to it personally that it gets dropped off once my body feels better. The last effort of a sick, Old man. Damn it, now I need to pay attention to who the hell Harold Mason is, because that feels somewhat important. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, almost everything feels important because I am hell-bent on not screwing up any of my investigations. 206. Harold M. Mason. Would you look at that? This is a very big patient room. Dear Nicole, I was so glad when I got your letter. I'm sorry too. And thank you letting me choose where we bury our time capsule. I have a few ideas in my mind and I want you to pick one for me. Playground, behind hunting cabin, cemetery. Ish. Playground, behind hunting cabin, cemetery. Nicole and Harold Mason. Dear Hannah, I heard from my mom, that you are not feeling well and have to be in the hospital from now on. So I wrote this letter to say I'm really sorry for what I said to you last time. I just wanted our time capsule to be perfect. When you get better, you can put anything you want in our time capsule and you can decide where we should bury it, I promise. I really hope you get well soon. I miss you. Please write back to me. You can pass your letter to my mom. God damn it, it doesn't read like my mom, my mon, or my man. She works in the hospital as a nurse. Nicole writes to Hannah. And this Nicole writes to Hannah, so probably Hannah replies to Nicole. Are they not Masons? Is Heaven Real? The definitive book in answering the reality of the afterlife and spirituality. Right. Did I? Probably did not make a photo of anything of it. Because I don't think they go into my journal. No, they absolutely do not. This time capsule might be important thing. Oh, we have access to the roof here. What's wrong with this particular restrooms? Why do they not open all the way? This will be our rehab room. Well, at least you don't need to open that one. So, the roof. Let us have a look at the roof. Hard head area. Yeah, sure. Someone could fall off and die. Or rather, someone did. But this is it. The person who falls would fall past Trisha's patient room. I wonder if she saw anyone. This is the only way to the roof, right? I mean, probably. Yeah. That should be Trisha's room. So she could have heard or seen something. Tyler's at 43 Silver Lake Boulevard. So yeah, probably somewhere over here. So then we can go revisit behind the hunting cabin, have a look if we can spot some time capsule there. The playground and then cemetery, and then we kinda arrive towards Tyler's house. It's a nice touch then that when you are outside you run a bit faster than when you are in some sort of enclosed area. Like I noticed how slow I'm moving inside the mansion. And how fast I am outside over here. Any dig spots? Any indication that there might have been a time capsule anywhere around here? I mean, maybe you also need a shovel for that. No clue. We can also check a bit to the side of this, of the hunting cabin. Like, maybe over here. I mean, it's behind, depending on how do you define behind. Like, you do approach the house from this way, right? Maybe behind is over the house. Not behind as in when you look at the entrance door, but the point is, I don't know, right? Burying it in the playground seems like the worst idea. Because kids are very curious creatures. They might unearth it just because. I mean, I guess it makes sense that if you are making a time capsule, marking it with a big ad that there is a time capsule over here is a stupid idea. because then it might not withstand the test of time. So, go check the cemetery for masons, and then we'll go to Tyler house. Mason. Raymond Brown. I don't know, it's you don't necessarily put a time capsule exactly where you buried your beloved one, right? Yeah, none of these people ring a bell. So I mean, I also don't have any shovel, so I don't know. For now, let us go to Tyler's house and see what can we find over there. 43. 30, 31, 32, 39, 43. So, Derrick and Wanda. Oh Christ almighty. You know, sometimes I wonder if my excessive use of the flashlight is too much. And maybe I'm not supposed to use it that way. But then as soon as I turn it off, I'm blind. The maze game. I'm sure that's a clue. This must be. One of the few phones that I cannot listen to any messages on. That's some old ass fan. Okay. Do you have a missing VHS tape? Shortly before Magdalene's death. Why can I pick it up? Old and New London. Why is this particular book being available for pickup? How is that significant? Feels like a red herring, so I'm not writing it down. Oh. Dear father, how's everything going? hang on for a moment. Telescope. Derrick. Okay. Did not expect to be bullied by a wardrobe today. But apparently, this is what happened. You don't need a tool, you just need to apply a bit of force. It's just misaligned the drawer. But I need to write that down. Because the tool feels way more unique than just a random key, I feel like this is certainly one of those drawers that I should be able to open eventually. There is no way in heaven that you use Slim Jim on this thing, are you? Yeah, as expected. The other way, but okay. Thank you, Wanda, for your hard work, Vivian. What bugs me is that I don't have any key or other tool that I can find here. Derrick turned 4 today. Vivian organized a small party for him. I really appreciate what she has done for us. After blowing out the birthday candles, I asked him what he wished for. He said, I wish to see Papa. I didn't know what to say to him. I couldn't tell him that his father left us. August 22nd. Vivian is being hospitalized for mental instability. Dorothy has asked for me to care for Vivian while she remains at the hospital. I wonder how Vivian must be feeling right now, knowing that she might not be able to conceive anymore. Magdalene wants a boy to continue the family line. Not being able to have children anymore will be devastating for Vivian. I pity her. October 9. I just can't stand Sophia. She's not that pretty. She's barely a year working here and the others are already serving her hand and food. She's just here to take advantage of the Roberts family. I don't trust her. I wish she'd just disappear. Friday, January 12, 1990. We went cycling today. Scott said he can ride faster than me. Of course, that isn't true. So, we had a competition and Trisha was our referee. We set the goal line to be the fence in front of the river. I was winning until we almost reached the finishing line. I braked to prevent myself from crashing into the fence, but Scott didn't brake. He pedaled harder as he approached the goal. I yelled at him to stop, but he didn't listen. By the time he crossed the line, it was too late. The brakes did not stop him in time. His bike hit the fence, and he was launched into the air, landing on the rocks by the riverbank. I ran to him. There was blood coming from his head and scratches all over his arms and legs. Trisha came up to him and tended to his wounds. She seemed to be sobbing. Even though Scott was the one bleeding, I think I'm hurting more than him. Ish. Wednesday, March 17? Or is it 14? March 1990. While cleaning the garage, Charles approached and asked if I would like to be his chauffeur. He said that his current driver wants to spend more time with his grandchildren and is planning to retire. I have by the end of this week to decide. It's a good opportunity. I'd get a raise in salary and I'd get to travel around the country. I think I'll say yes. April 1st, 1990. Trisha came today and suggested we make our very own time capsule before I start my new job. I thought it was a good idea. We buried the box near a big stone in the cemetery. Before leaving, we made a promise to each other that we will open it up in 10 years. Yeesh. I had a chance to walk around New York today. As I went into a bookstore, I remembered how much Trisha loved the notebooks. There was one that was really cute. It was a bit expensive, but I think she will like it. I should surprise her by giving her the notebook on her birthday. June 28th. I didn't expect to be traveling this much as a driver. On one hand, I miss my mom. On the other hand, I get to stay in nice hotels. I guess it's not a bad deal. Charles treats me very well. He even gives me extra allowances on these trips. Maybe I'll get something nice for mom next time. September. We went hunting near the river. According to Scott, there's a nest in the drain hole that sometimes has eggs. I told him it might be dangerous, but he assured us that it's fine. So, off we went. Sure enough, they were eggs. I didn't know what eggs those were and decided to stay a little further away. Scott started collecting them when I noticed something moving. Trisha was able to shout out that it was a snake. I stood there, frozen, not knowing what to do. Scott turned and saw the snake. He then spread his arms out and slowly walked backwards. Trisha was behind him. He extended his right hand with the stick towards the snake and slowly placed the bag of eggs on the floor with his left hand. When he reached me, he grabbed my arm and said, "Run." We all ran, screaming our lungs out. I think that was the fastest I ever ran in my life. I miss the old days, when it was Trisha, Scott, and myself hunting in the back of the woods, playing by the lake. It's not that I don't appreciate what Charles has given to us, such as the house we live in and our jobs. I just miss the time when we were young and carefree. We would go anywhere and nothing would stop us. I miss Trisha. December. Why doesn't she realize that I like her? Oh, hi there. Almost missed this one. God damn it. Ooh, 1995. April, before the murders. Trisha visited me again. Ever since Scott was fired and was told not to see Trisha anymore, she has been visiting me quite often. Not only is she angry at Vivian, she's also annoyed with Scott, saying that Scott is avoiding her. So, Scott got fired and started to avoid Trisha. Do we think that Vivian told Scott about his relation to Trisha? June 28th. This is when Andrew already passed, and supposedly the date when Dr. Johnson drowns. Well, at least this day he last checks in. I visited mom today. Her cancer has relapsed. After her tumor disappeared 2 years ago, no one expected it to return again, especially this quickly. Mom looked fine and seemed to be getting used to the hospital visits. Dr. Johnson said that chemotherapy sessions are needed due to the late stage cancer and that she would need my support more than ever. Upon leaving, I saw Scott talking with Dr. Johnson. They looked serious. I wonder if Scott found a new job after being fired. What was Scott discussing with Johnson? Maybe the missing medical records? Dr. Johnson's body was found near Cherry Creek Lake today. The police came and interviewed Vivian. Apparently she was seen with Dr. Johnson a lot. Vivian was heard with her voice raised at the police during the interview. Trisha got frightened and locked herself in her room. I don't know what's going on. July 15. The police came to my house to interview me again about the death of Dr. Johnson. I'm so tired of all that, or of all that has happened recently. October 27. Scott came back with Father Matthew today. Their lawyer came too. Reporters were waiting at the church asking why they would allow a killer back to Painscreek. Trisha came back from hospital and was desperate to see Scott. When Charles and Bernard stopped her, she broke down in tears. What can I do? Well, at least here we know that Trisha is still alive by October 27. We know that in November 15, so less than a month after that note, Scott passes away. We don't know the reasons yet, but with all the accusations, I have some suspicions, and they're not festive ones. I wonder why Charles and Bernard stopped her. Well, okay, Bernard is quite a loyal servant to Robert's family, right? So Charles asked, so perhaps Charles believed that Scott indeed is involved with the murder of Vivian? Oh well. The time capsule. Cemetery. Big stone. I need another key. I need another key, or I need another code. Big stone. You son of a gun. I need a shovel, eh? Ay, ay, ay. I mean, logically, a shovel should be in a gardener shed. The only gardener shed I'm aware of is the one in the mansion. And I don't have a key code for that one. So unless we have some shovel somewhere around here. Because Scott is a handyman. Well, also Andrew Reed was a gardener, so... And as well we know about the Oliver's photography, where Oliver had some tools. So shovel can also be there. Where am I going right now? Probably to Scott's cabin. Yeah, I need to check Andrew's house as well. Because there is a note about tools right over here, right? Check hospital for missing tools. It is entirely possible that I missed something in the hospital, of course. Wait, what? 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 I know this is a stupid reaction, but this is a stupid miss on my part as well. How did I omit this drawer? How did I omit this key? How did I omit that? How many of these are actually openable? Ah, shikes. Cool. Cool. So I assume that the key has something to do with the church. Duh, there is a crucifix on it. But I want to revisit Andrew's house, probably. I don't believe that there are any tools remaining, of course. The interesting thing about this house is that he was writing a message to his son when he stopped writing it. Then he placed it to a safe, and then supposedly the house burned down. I do think that these deaths happening in such a short time frame is at the very least suspicious. If we suspect foul play, that those were serial murders on somebody's part, then what? Then it could be that Andrew was visited by somebody, and that somebody interrupted him writing a letter, and maybe knocked him out, and later went into a house down. I need to frantically search every single mirror drawer now. I am not happy with this development. This feels absolutely silly that I missed this. Is it this one? I assume that's Father Matthews. Dear Diary, Matthew Brooks. Even more diary. So we have quite some reading to do. Hopefully we can discover Father Calvin's date of birth to open the confession booth. But that will take place in the next episode. For now, thank you so much for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay. And if that's the case, then please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let me know down in the comments what can I improve for you. I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day, okay? And bye.